Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about DoorDash customer tells driver to throw away or keep the food she ordered as long as he can do one favor first. So recently I got an email from one of my subscribers, Michael Figueroa. Thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. Drivers are expected to do a lot of things and expected to go above and beyond in a few different capacities, some of which are relatively reasonable and some of which are insane. In this case, a DoorDash customer is saying you can keep the order, you don't have to deliver it, but do me a solid first. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A DoorDash driver was surprised to get an order delivery request for a single chocolate bar a little after 6 a.m. and was even more shocked by the customer instruction. It turns out they didn't want the order delivered. They just wanted to recruit the DoorDash driver to do them a favor. First off, a little after 6 a.m. What do you need done a little after 6 a.m.? Second, I feel like a lot of drivers would feel sus at the idea that a single chocolate bar was an order at that time of day. So those instructions on DoorDash better be very freaking clear about what you need. The customer asked the DoorDash driver to drive by the delivery address and check if there was a specific type of car in the driveway. Oh! I've seen stories like this. This is how you catch a cheating boyfriend or girlfriend. Oh, and it's a little after 6 a.m. That is kind of genius. They'll still be asleep. But man, there's no trust in that relationship. My God. A screenshot of a message the driver received was shared on TikTok. The customer, Jessica R., placed an order for a king-sized Kit Kat, but didn't actually care to get it delivered. Instead, she sent the driver on a recon mission. You could throw it away or keep the chocolate, Jessica wrote in the delivery instructions. Can you just check if you see a silver Cadillac car parked in a parking lot, please? First off, when did we become private investigators? Because we would be very underpaid private investigators. For basic services, a private investigator would cost about $75 to $125 an hour. Oh. You know what would be actually genius? If the person was actually a private investigator and we were kind of contracted to do that job for them. That would be genius. It'd be a waste of money in my opinion, but it'd be genius. Many people praised her clever thinking of using DoorDash to spy on certain people, admitting that they would have gladly accepted an order asking them to do so. Where do I sign up to be this kind of DoorDasher? I'll hide out in the bushes and do a drive-by 4 hours later, one TikTok user commented. Another user wrote, I think my nosy self is about to sign up to be a DoorDasher. You know they've never been a DoorDash driver if that's the reason why they DoorDash. Like, have you ever seen those drivers who like are there for the first week, they get so excited, and then like a week later they quit for like all of the most ridiculous reasons, or they made up a bunch of ridiculous reasons, or they were like, it's just not for me. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from these comments. Because I know a lot of drivers that would see that and be like, nope, you're a problem. I'm not dealing with that. Although, you would be surprised how many drivers would be all for this. You'd be surprised how far a lot of drivers would go for a tip if you just asked them to. Again, it's a basic service. You're just taking a picture of cars in a parking lot and sending it to whoever it is. For how much? You better tip your driver. That's an important point too. If you didn't tip your driver, why are you asking for things? Because I know that there's going to be the comment of,
it's always the customers who don't tip that have the highest expectations of us.
And you know what? You're absolutely right, but you better tip your drivers. Many DoorDash drivers commented to confirm that this happens often, and they have been asked to do the same. I have had someone do this. They said to make sure someone signed for the food and to see if their car's in the yard, one driver revealed. Not only is this husband or wife cheating, they can't even park in a driveway. See if they're parked in a yard. I've done this before. I've ordered food and asked them to knock and ask for that person and if they were home. They got an extra $20 tip, a customer confessed. Okay, really? That would be so stupid to me. That would sound like a setup to me. Hey, I'll give you an extra $20 if you knock and see if my ex-girlfriend is there. That's a great way to get your ass kicked. That's a great way to get the cops on your ass.
Hey, is Miranda home?
I'm sorry, who are you and why are you asking?
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. There is no DoorDash policy forbidding customers from requesting their drivers to snoop around certain addresses when placing orders, so some customers use this to their advantage. There is no DoorDash policy, but there's a lot of driver policies. Drivers will absolutely just leave it there and leave. They'll forget the candy bar. They'll just say, you know what, drop it, take the picture, leave. Set off the timer and call it a day. I'm not risking my neck for this one. If you ask me to knock on the door, if it's just pictures, then I'll send the pictures and call it. But that's it. However, one DoorDash driver claimed that only certain customers will have their request granted, and it all depends on the situation and how they treat their dashers.
I wouldn't say everybody would be willing to give you the information that you're looking for, but the nicer you are, the more that they might be considering, helping you out.
The nicer you are, the better you tip. It really is an entirely encompassing situation. How safe is the neighborhood? How safe is the request? Etc. However, she added that she and other dashers are not looking to break the law or find themselves being slammed with harassment and stalking charges. Yeah, no, I'm not breaking the law for you. I'm not going to put my neck on the line for an order. I don't care how much the tip is. Like, I'm not going to jail, I'm not risking my account, nothing like that. If the request is unreasonable and could possibly put them at risk of losing their jobs, they'll pass. Exactly. While it can certainly be tempting to send food delivery drivers to spy on those we know, especially if we are suspicious of behavior, it can still be considered a violation of privacy and trust. Yeah, imagine if you got caught sending a driver too, and it turns out the significant other was faithful the whole time. Why are you distrusting them that much? How come you're not communicating that with their partner? Can we talk about that? Are they a scumbag, or are you really the scumbag, really? Can we all just get along? Food delivery drivers are meant to deliver food and not engage in any form of spying or surveillance. However, if they are feeling generous, they might drop off food at your ex's home and scope around if you ask them to. Just don't forget to tip them well and offer them the food for themselves. Exactly. If you tip us well, you'd be surprised how far some drivers are willing to go. And if not, then why would we? This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. DoorDash customers who ask these things typically don't tip well, in my experience. However, if you do find one that tips well, it's really a judgment call on your part on whether or not you would actually do it. Does it sound cool in the moment? Sure. But at the end of the day, it is still a gig that you're supposed to just be delivering. I know that there's a lot of drivers who are not risking their safety. They're not adding other services to what they're already providing. They're just doing the gig and calling it. And not to mention, what if this ended up in the hands of somebody who didn't speak the same language as you? Like, you speak English, and then somebody who speaks Spanish gets the order, and they're like, what do I do with this? Not to mention the number of drivers who would absolutely just be like, nope, I'm dropping it off, I'll take the picture and I'll leave. Or I'll call support and have the order canceled, so I'll keep it that way. But I ain't risking my neck for this. But if you're gonna call support and the only thing they're requesting is photos in the driveway, right? Then it's basically the same thing as calling support. It'll actually save you more time that way. I think it depends on the entirety of the issue, but it's also all-encompassing. All in all, if you're gonna DoorDash, if you're gonna do these kind of gigs, from customers that are expecting you to take on these type of gigs, just make sure you prioritize you at the end of the day, because you signed up to deliver food, not become an underpaid private investigator. If you guys also want to send me an email on something that has been happening in the gig economy near you, my email is drivenwyld@gmail.com. Feel free to email me there, and who knows, maybe you'll be featured in a video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.